Welcome guys. We are in an exciting range of the video game industry. Huge companies have accelerated their takeovers, and smaller studios and publishers are looking to find a home of their own. There is no doubt that in the continuation of 2022 we will see more purchases from large companies, but at the moment, reviewing the various aspects of Sony Bungie purchases is preferable to anything. Audiences always react to huge purchases in various industries. On the internet, you can find different reactions. Some believe that the cost of $3.6 billion is excessive and that Bungie is not worth it, and some consider the price reasonable. The truth is that Bungie has sold more than its true value, but this is not unreasonable. The current conditions of the industry are extremely aggressive. There is no two-way deal, but different buyers are trading, and each determines the price based on the intensity of their need for a set. According to some informed people, several other companies have also wanted Bungie, and specifically when customer numbers go up, the buyer easily sets a price. So, the first issue is that the video game business is entering an aggressive phase and companies are hungry. Merger and acquisition teams are constantly in contact with various studios and publishers to sign a contract, although they certainly set a price according to their needs. A publisher like Sony, which has serious shortcomings in service-based titles and shooter, will certainly be willing to pay the premium price. On the other hand, the number of IPs, technology and talented individuals in a company are not the main determinants of its value. In fact, many factors influence the valuation of a company, but the most important ones are active users, the same potential customers who spend hours a day playing games. Some people who have been experiencing a title for several years and all this time by purchasing Bethel so. Apparent items and in-app purchases continuously generate income injection. Yes, at the moment Destiny is the only IP pivot Bungie, but being raised after 5 years makes a significant profit for the publisher. In the meantime, feathers are clear that the 3 popular games Candy Crush, Call of Duty and World of Warcraft are the main reasons for Activision Blizzard's astronomical price. All 3 games make money with their active users. For a few years now, Sony has been planning to enter the service-driven gaming arena, but there was no proper and powerful infrastructure among PlayStation studios for such works unless it accepted the odd risk of ordering a service-centric game to a skilled studio in single-player titles. Even if it took such an approach, in order to succeed, we would have to see full-time studio support and no more fictional play. On the other hand, it takes time to form a studio with considerable skill and resources, and other companies will not be passive, and with the huge resources at their disposal, they are always moving one step further. Bungie is Sony's key to entering the world of service-based games, and the success of this category of content is marked by the number of players. 2 good support factors and player recruitment are enough to make Bungie a logical purchase. Along with all the important information, a significant part of Bungie's value lies in an aura of ambiguity. Bungie is one of those companies that can have that next big thing, under construction in the game industry, an IP that appears like a fateful Overwatch. As Fortnite had such a mandate for Epic Games. According to rumors, Bungie has been on a massive online game for some time. A fictional title, or a multiplayer game with fictional elements, works. The project is reportedly very extensive and falls into the shooter championship genre, similar to Overwatch. There is no doubt that PlayStation has been closely monitoring the potential of Bungie and the future of the company. PlayStation is a collection of experts in finding potential and flourishing ideas. The announcement of Bungie takeover by Sony may have occurred in response to the early Activision Blizzard, but without a doubt this purchase was strategic, has been underway for a long time and has no direct connection to the competition with Microsoft. In several previous financial reports, Sony has always emphasized that it intends to enter the service-based titles strongly. Bungie in keeping it independent gives Sony the big advantage of not pushing other studios. Now it is no longer necessary for other studios to move towards service-based projects, it takes responsibility by an expert. Note that Bungie is not a studio, but a publisher. So not only with its independence, it can develop high-quality service-based titles, but it will also reduce a huge part of Sony concerns from a publishing perspective. On a broader level, the purchase of Bungie has no purpose but to increase the share in the service-driven market, and in other words, it has not been aimed at increasing console sales. Now the profits from the game's own sales, extra content, apparent items and in-app purchases of Destiny or Bungie's next project on the PlayStation are going to be fully expected to Sony. On other platforms, 2/3 of profits will flow to Sony accounts. Bungie is the creator of the Halo series, but following the breakup from Microsoft, we witnessed Destiny's creation. Halo and Destiny are comparable from different angles, but Sony's goal of buying Bungie goes back to the difference between the two franchises. Halo is not a service-driven title, but a multiplayer shooter that has been supported for a considerable time. Destiny is a service-driven game with a long-term path to be drawn. Basically, service-based titles are formed with feedback from gamers and reach their potential. Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone and PUBG did not get better feedback from critics than Destiny. Even at first the players reacted contradictorily to the works. Bungie performance and efficiency will be determined when it fulfills Sony's goals of this purchase. In other words, if millions of profitability comes in and a lot of gamers get involved with Destiny and Bungie's next game, it's been a smart purchase. Topics such as the number of subsidiary studios, the number of IPs and the size of the studio are unrelated and unprofessional topics that are not merely directly related to profitability. There are small studios with only one IP that have attracted more profits from publishers like Konami, which has dozens of popular IPs. If the number of players is the main condition for profitability of service-based games, limiting such works to a platform will be nothing but a big mistake unless there is a long-term and different goal. As I mentioned, Bungie is not a pawn for selling more consoles or unique PlayStations, but a key Bungie for greater profitability and opening Sony's leg to the launch of service-centric titles. Call of Duty Warzone is also the opposite of the title that should be multi-platform and can use the potential of different platforms as far as it can. Although buying Bungie from a business perspective, expanding the business and stepping into new arenas is a quite clever purchase, the PlayStation's usual audience may not be as excited as it should be and perhaps from such a purchase. In general, the PlayStation base is based on single-player titles, and it was likely that buying a studio like Kojima Productions or buying a publisher like Capcom would have pleased most hardcore PlayStation fans. None of these options, however, would have opened Sony's foot to service-driven works, but merely the lineup of their single-player titles would have been richer than before. Undoubtedly, Bungie can provide a suitable platform for Sony to present a high-quality title to its audience in the context of the first-person shooter. More importantly, by properly managing and securing resources, it can make a service-driven game available to a wide range of gamers without putting pressure on their studios. Bungie is the beginning of a massive transformation for the PlayStation and Sony, although Bungie is also facing greater freedom of action with Sony's finances.